Camel Pose by myyogaonline.com. To perform camel pose, start by kneeling on the floor. Place your knees hip-width apart and set your hips over the knees. If your knees or ankles have discomfort due to the floor, kneel on a folded blanket. Ground camel pose by slightly pressing the top of the feet into the earth. To better isolate your hip flexor stretch in this pose, lightly turn or rotate your thighs internally. Then lightly contract your abdominal muscles to form a pelvic tilt that shifts your tailbone down. This will draw your hip points slightly up towards your bottom front ribs. Avoid having rigidity in the buttocks and outer hips while engaging this pelvic tilt. Maintaining the light firmness in your abdomen, place your hands on the back of your pelvis. The base of your palms should go across the tops of the buttocks, causing the fingers to point down. Encourage the lower back to lengthen as your tailbone moves further into a pelvic tilt, as though it was drawing forward towards the pubis. During this motion, also feel your bottom front ribs gently being contained, thus adding to the length through your lower back. Proceeding into the back arch, inhale and roll your shoulders back by pressing the shoulder blades back and against the back ribs. Your chest will expand and the heart region will lift. Mindfully, keep the pelvis forward over your knees and slightly lean back against the firmness of the tailbone and shoulder blades. If you feel stiffness in the knees or hips, remain here with your hands on the pelvis and your gaze forward. Continue only if you feel comfortable and strong by slightly twisting to one side to smoothly place one hand on the back of one heel. Return your spine then to the center to place the other hand on the other heel. Still keeping the firmness and energy in the abdomen, gently press the thighs forward to perpendicular if the thighs have moved back to relative. Still keeping the firmness and energy in the abdomen, gently press the thighs forward to perpendicular if the hips have moved back. Lightly contain the bottom front ribs and continue to lift the hip points towards those ribs to reduce compression of the lower back. Your hands may be positioned so the palms are on the heels and the fingers point over the soles of the feet. This will allow the upper arm to more effectively externally rotate and add to the expansion of the shoulders and chest. You can continue the pose with a forward gaze. A more advanced version, you can relax the neck and jaw as you gently float your head back. Relax and soften the throat as much as possible in this variation. Opening your mouth will reduce muscular tension in the front of the neck. Hold camel pose with comfort and ease of breath for 20 seconds to a minute. Camel pose is an energizing and engaging posture that generates an array of nourishing benefits. It stretches the muscles of the neck, chest, abdomen, thighs, hip flexors, groin, and the ankles. It strengthens muscles of the back, gluteals, and back of the arms. Camel pose massages and stimulates the organs, as well as the chakras or energy centers of the abdomen and neck. To exit camel pose, exhale and contract abdominal muscles. Slowly bring your hands to the back of the pelvis one at a time. As you inhale, keep the contraction in the abdomen and further pull the bottom ribs forward, causing the trunk to flex forward. Move slowly into child's pose and rest for a few breaths, taking inhales deep into your back where camel pose still echoes.